Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this gathering, and a special welcome to the members of the 87th General Assembly of Arkansas. I bring you greetings from my esteemed colleagues in the 37th General Assembly of 1909. It's hard to believe that we met here in Little Rock exactly 100 years ago. I am Representative J.J. Bellamy of Lawrence County, and I had the distinct honor of sponsoring a bill on behalf of my friends at the Arkansas Farmers Union to create 4 agricultural schools, 1 in each district in the state. The Farmers Union pushed mighty hard for those schools, and in fact even got a bill passed in the previous session. But that bill was vetoed by the acting governor because it only called for 1 agricultural school, and rightly so. He just didn't think that was enough to serve the need. So in the next session, the Farmers Union had its boys back out in full force, and we managed to get the 4. Well, it's kind of ironic that the Farmers Union is not very well known today, but those 4 schools sure took on a life of their own. We had in mind that each school would be called the State Agricultural School for its district, and they stayed that way for quite some time. I hear tell, however, that now they are known as Arkansas State University at Jonesboro, Arkansas Tech University in Russellville, Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia, and the University of Arkansas at Monticello. That sure goes beyond anything we ever dreamed about. We had a lot of other notions that were included in that successful bill of 1909. Most important, we wanted the schools to teach agriculture, horticulture, and the art of textile making. I think it's great that they've gone far beyond that. But I still say that agriculture is the backbone of this state. And we wanted to make sure that Arkansas remained out front in that arena. We also specified that the trustees for each of the schools should be 5 intelligent farmers from the district. Well, that intelligent farmers part fell quickly by to the wayside. I won't even venture to guess why. One thing we didn't try to dictate, and that was the exact location for the schools. We wanted to leave that up to the people in each district, but we did try to impart a bit of wisdom by encouraging them to consider the nature of the soil, the general healthfulness of the area, and any material inducements that the various towns might have to offer. And I have to tell you, those material inducements quickly won the day. We kicked in $160,000 from the state's coffers to be divided among the 4 schools. That was quite a lot of money that time, but it sure wasn't enough. So what it all boiled down to was which communities could put up the most land and the most cash to help build those schools. There was another thing that might seem a bit unheard of today. The tuition was free, but the students had to perform all labor around campus, everything from building and maintaining facilities to caring for livestock, planting, and even harvesting. And one last thing, we wanted the schools to share their research with each other and to publish joint research bulletins to help those engaged in agriculture around the state. I have to tell you, our bill sure sparked a lot of debate before it passed the House and the Senate, and some of the discussion got pretty lively. A few of my colleagues even waxed poetic. I particularly recall Representative J.L. Brown of Independence County. Bless his soul. He got a bit frustrated when some of the House members tried to cut us from the 4 schools back down to 1.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, why tell the farmer on the stump that he is your sugar lump? Why praise his horse and praise his plow? Why help his wife to milk her cow? Why did you make his children laugh to see you stand and hold the calf? Have you since then changed the rules? Do you view him now as a fool? Do you think when he asked for 4 that he means 1 and nothing more? I'll cast my vote to give him 4, and after a while to give him more. I vote aye.
Well, most everyone finally came around, even those that deep down still favored only one, like Representative E.D. Smothers of Baxter County. But he finally just took a leap of faith and he voted for the 4.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in committee of the whole, I voted for just 1. And now upon my soul think that act well done. But 4 they want, and here goes. Where the coin is to come from, God only knows. So right or wrong, live or die, record me now as voting aye.
We won that vote, 84-7 in the House. And I still think we might have been able to sway some of those no votes if we just had a little bit more time. Folks like Representative Oscar Wynn of Pulaski County were beginning to come around.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, however much I may desire to get on the bandwagon, in my judgment I have waited far too long. To get on the wagon now would only be compromising to myself. So, I vote no.
Well, we got the bill over into the Senate, where we won 23-3. And it was soon signed by the governor and became Act 100 of 1909. When I look back over the last 100 years and all the successes these schools have had, I always remember the words of Senator R.W. Glover of Grant County during that Senate vote. The good senator professed to be a friend of the Farmers Union, but he just thought the whole notion was wrong-headed.
Mr. President.
I have plowed for 30 years. I'm a firm believer in agricultural schools, and I know the value to be derived from them, but I regard it as the worst blunder the Arkansas legislature could make to build 4 schools that would fight themselves to death in 6 years.
Well, clearly they didn't fight themselves to death in 6 years. And now, here we are 100 years later, looking at the successes that went far beyond anything any one of us could have dreamed of. Today, those same schools are here to celebrate their great achievements and to launch their 2nd century of providing educational opportunities for the people of Arkansas. I am mighty proud to call upon the heads of these fine schools for a few remarks.